So if you're a B2C service provider, say you're a coach, you're maybe a consultant, and you want to start providing, the best leveraged and predictable service delivery for your clients that'll make it unreasonable for them to become case studies that you could then leverage within your front end marketing to then attract more and more new clients that will, happily pay you up front and then, you know, gladly turn into even more case studies, then I genuinely recommend you watch this entire video all the way through. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to provide absolutely superior service delivery for your B2C coaching or consulting offer. Okay. This works, by the way, for any type of niche, whether it be, you could be teaching people sales, you could be teaching people crypto, day trading, just really anything B2C based, maybe dating, I don't know, mindset coaching, real estate coaching, I don't know, finance coaching, really, literally anything, health and wellness, fitness, anything. This works for any type of offer, okay? So without further ado, now that we got that out the way, and yeah, let's just get into it, right? So in terms of service delivery, obviously, I have a whole nother video where I did go over, obviously, how to acquire all these clients using the Content2Cash system. So let me just pause it for those that obviously haven't seen the video. You can obviously go ahead and check that out. I'll probably link in the description somewhere so you can go ahead and watch that. But obviously that's the front end marketing kind of covered. So that's how we actually go about acquiring clients. So if you want to learn how to acquire clients and you don't have any yet, then obviously go ahead and check that video out and get your first couple clients and come back to this one. But this video specifically is for those who maybe already have clients, or you've implemented the Content2Cash system and you're starting to have problems not with acquisition, because the Content2Cash system is very predictable, and obviously your acquisition, when you implement this, it becomes very streamlined. But now when you fix one problem, another arises. So essentially, before you had an acquisition problem and now you have a service delivery problem. You don't know how to service deliver, you don't know how to hire the team to service deliver, and you don't know the right structure to follow in terms of service delivering for your clients and, turning them into positive case studies. And that's what this video is for. Okay, that's what I'm going to help you guys out with. So when it comes to service delivering, there's genuinely 7 main kind of things that we need to kind of do. Okay, so number 1 is onboarding. Number 2 is ramping people up. Number 3 is community. Number 4 is accountability. Number 5 is group calls. Number 6 is implementation. And then number 7 is a yearly retainer / upsell. Okay. So now that we got those 7 steps out the way, let's get into it. So step number 1 would be onboarding. Okay. So as soon as, you or your closer, whatever it may be, closes that deal on that call, essentially what would happen is, you'd send them a link to an onboarding funnel. Okay. Now you can build this onboarding funnel with ClickFunnels, high level, really anything, right? And in terms of the structure, you kind of want to structure it like this. So you want to go, number 1, payment page, right? The number 2 is onboarding video. Although these two are very, very, interchangeable, and it kind of depends on your offer, right? I personally like to do the onboarding video first, but there's also, clients of mine and people that I know that have found success with obviously the payment page first and then the onboarding video. Okay. In terms of the onboarding video, obviously, it's just obviously to mitigate refunds and kind of obviously set expectations as to what the coaching program will actually be about, and kind of express the value that they're going to get with their hard-earned money. Okay. And then essentially the last step would be thank you page, and then a calendar page to obviously book an onboarding call with either you, which shouldn't be the case because we're all about leverage and stuff over here, or obviously your client success manager. Okay. Then obviously you would take that onboarding call, and or actually no, but what happened is from the calendar, they book their call, and then they get redirected to school, right? And then in school, obviously they have to go through course material before their onboarding call even happens, right? Now the reason that we do this is step number 2, the ramp up. Okay. So the whole point of the ramp up, and the whole point of including course material, is because you don't want to explain the same things 1,000 different times. Okay. I remember I had to explain this concept to one of my newer clients who is a mindset coach, right? And he didn't get it at first, And then, he was kind of being a little petty. So I was like, oh, okay, I want you to try yourself then. Go on different calls and, just try explaining yourself. This is before they became a client, by the way. And then, they tried it and they explained themselves 1,000 different times. And then they came back to me. They DM me. They were like, you were right. I should have been using content from the start. Right. And, it goes both ways, both for acquisition. So obviously, your ads and, your content. And then obviously, your course material for your new clients that you're signing. Okay. Content and course material in general, just any type of, content, video content is just very, very valuable. And it teaches on behalf of you and it also sells on behalf of you, forever. Okay. And, we love implementing leverage around here. Therefore, that's why we use content and that's why we use, video material, course material within, the Content2Cash coaching model. Okay. So yeah, obviously we're ramping these kind of noobs up. Okay. So obviously, for example, if you're running like a sales program, they're paying you to learn sales. Okay. So what I need you to do is I would need you to make course material and then link it inside of your school so that when they finish watching the course material, they're completely ramped up and they know all of, the sales skills and all this different type of stuff. Okay. And then what you want to do is you want to start tracking accountability. Okay. Now accountability is over here, but you want to start tracking accountability from the beginning. Okay. So the part that I really love about school, which is what we use, is school essentially allows you to track the percentage of videos watched. Okay. So basically, what percentage a certain client has watched of, the program, the video, whatever it may be. Okay. So for example, like for my program, we use school as well. And I can obviously go ahead and manually check, every single new client to see if they're watching, the ramp up videos to, see if, they're kind of intaking the information, they're taking the time out of their day, the effort to obviously learn, after they've, paid us money and stuff like that, right? See if they're really committed. Now, obviously, if the client is watching the course material, then we move on to the next step and we keep keeping them accountable. Now, if not, then we obviously have to stress the importance of consuming this course material, because without consuming the course material, then how are you going to expect, if you don't have any knowledge, then how are you going to expect, us to deliver on behalf of you if you're not even taking the time out of your day to kind of learn the mechanisms that you're paying for yourself. Okay. And obviously, right, all this is obviously, this content stuff, it's obviously made to just break limiting beliefs and essentially just over deliver on value to make it absolutely unreasonable for obviously our client to, not be completely ramped up and not know what they're doing after they've paid all that money. Okay. So we want to essentially take them from shitty salesman that does not know what they're doing to a master with just content and videos and course material. Okay. Then in terms of the community aspect, essentially what would happen is if they, they are, starting to become accountable and they're watching the course material by themselves in their free time, we start introducing them to the community. Okay. So we want to force the client to introduce themselves, within the school community to build new relationships with more experienced members, which in turn, networking with members, it's going to keep them accountable since they're meeting new people. They're probably going to start talking to them every day. They're going to see their people getting results themselves. Therefore, they're going to be inclined to get results for themselves. Okay. And Sam Ovens, he says in Consulting Accelerator that humans will do anything not to look bad in front of other people. They'll do even more, for other people than for themselves, essentially. And what I'm trying to get at here is, people will, or the whole point that I'm trying to make, is that after you tell people what you're doing, so after you tell your family, after you tell, your friends, kind of what you're doing, it's going to make it absolutely unreasonable for you to quit, because you won't quit, especially if you tell all these people. You do not want to disappoint them. Okay. You'd rather not disappoint these people than yourself. That's just how humans work, unfortunately. And that's what I was trying to get at, a couple of seconds ago. Okay. Then in terms of obviously even more accountability, obviously as a client, you will get assigned, one-on-one calls, or your clients will get assigned one-on-one calls with a client success manager 2 times a week. Okay. So no group calls, or not a group call, a one-on-one call. Okay. To keep them accounted for one-on-one and to keep them motivated and to keep them working. Okay. And then along with that, obviously we pair that with group calls, okay, which is the next kind of pillar that we have to knock out. Then within these group calls, these are obviously some of the only things that you do yourself, okay? So obviously, in terms of the group call, it'd kind of be like a client Q&A. So everybody that's kind of signed on to the program could sign on. They could come in, they could ask you questions. And, assuming that they've watched, the course material, they shouldn't really have too many questions, right? Most of it should just be pretty straightforward. And, they should just have kind of like a couple questions that are kind of confusing them. And then obviously, once they answer those questions, you'll just make it absolutely unreasonable for them to fail if they've watched the course material. They're being kept accountable by CSM and their new networks or their new networking members, right? The new people in their network, and you're constantly breaking their limiting beliefs and over delivering on value, not just in the course material, but in the group calls and these accountability one-on-one calls. Okay. So all this stuff paired together, right? Smooth onboarding, a smooth ramp up where they, thoroughly watched everything. They took notes, and, they're just learning new information, paired with obviously this, this community aspect, this networking, this accountability, this one-on-one accountability, as well as this group accountability. And, these Q&As where they could come in and ask questions about their own business, one-on-one with the, the creator, the owner of the program, which is yourself. Right. So, dating advice, sales advice, how to handle objections, any type of question. Okay. And obviously, within these, you have to break limiting beliefs and you have to over deliver on value. So from here, in terms of client implementation, which is number 6, the client starts taking action in accordance with this new information that they learned from the course material and that they learned from the Q&As, as well as their new beliefs and kind of accountability and their new motivation that they get from obviously networking with new members and meeting new people, as well as seeing the results and obviously talking to the client success managers themselves. Okay, so from here, like I said, the client is going to start taking action in accordance with new information and beliefs. They're going to start obviously revamping the way that they do things, and guess what? They're going to turn into a case study. Okay. And when they turn into a case study, what do? Well, you simply use this case study within your front end marketing. Use it over here. Okay. Whether it be an interview, a short form video, you can include them in an ad, make a separate ad about them specifically. You use this new case study to build, more reputation in your niche and build obviously, reputation and build social proof. Okay. And this social proof will then incline even more people to, consume your content, book calls, and, close. And then with all these new people, you do the exact same thing until all those new people turn into case studies. And then when these new people turn into case studies, you keep using them within your front end marketing. Okay. And this is just a cycle that never sleeps. Okay. Then from here, obviously, if you're making them money, then what you could do is you can upsell them to a back-end mastermind, which I have a whole nother video on, by the way, back-end masterminds, how those are supposed to operate and stuff like that. And you could charge a yearly retainer, especially if you're making them a lot of money. Okay. So yeah, guys, that's basically it for obviously superior, service delivery, for a B2C coaching program or any type of B2C, service provider, a coach, consultant, really anything really. Right. So obviously, like I said, I've covered acquisition very, very in depth in a whole nother video. This is obviously service delivery itself. Okay, so let me just go ahead and kind of put this in the frame for you guys. So thank you guys for watching. Let's just go over it again. Obviously, your 7 pillars, or 8 actually, because number 1, we have your front end marketing, which is client acquisition. So turning cold prospects into clients. Once you get that down, then your next problem is going to be service delivery. Okay. So to streamline service delivery, there's 7 things. We obviously need to have onboarding on point. We need to obviously ramp people up automatically without you having to take the time out of your day. Then we also need, a community aspect and accountability to keep, your new clients accountable. Then we also need, kind of group calls, where clients can come in and ask questions for kind of stuff that they're stuck at and kind of ask for advice from the, the owner of the program. And then obviously, once you combine all this, you combine smooth onboarding, a smooth ramp up where, they understand everything within the course material. And then, you combine the community with the accountability. And, this will just create motivation. As paired with the group calls where they could just come in and ask questions, relating to their personal needs, their personal problems. And they start implementing all this stuff based on what they learn and their new information / beliefs. They take action. They'll then turn into a case study. And when they turn into a case study, you could use that within your front end marketing to sign even more people and repeat the same process until you turn all those new people into case studies themselves. And then from here, if you're making money, like I said, you can upsell them into a back-end mastermind, which you would get them in by using fear of missing out. Okay. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. Obviously, service delivery is very, very important. But obviously, if you don't have your client acquisition down, then I would definitely recommend that you go ahead and implement this Content2Cash system that you guys see on the screen. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. That was the leverage coaching model. Please implement it if you have clients, and even if you don't have clients, then just go to my Content2Cash acquisition video where I obviously show you how to get clients using the Content2Cash system. Pair these two together. And yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. Obviously, if you want to book a call with me, you want to implement the Content2Cash system within your business, it's very predictable, very, very leveraged. You only have to work anywhere from 2 to 3 hours a week. And obviously working on the business instead of inside of it in terms of operations. You'll have a team basically handling everything for you. Then by all means, book a call me in the description. I'll obviously leave that link there. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Go through all my content. I guarantee you'll become a client one day. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace.